Good evening, class. So lately we've been reading the Aeneid, and it's another book reading by Virgil. And as I recently said, Virgil had wrote over 120 plays, and this is just like a. So let me give you a little background. So basically, it's another tragedy that includes fate, destiny, heroism, just like the Aeneid that we just wrote. But the Aeneid is when the Trojan War began. The Aeneid is where it takes off where it ended. They also talk about how the Romans rise to the power. So this one includes like Roman gods and goddesses, and basically it was written to give like the validity to like the higher power or something, because right here it was written for a purpose, which is to give validity to the higher powers, and a lot of higher people who were in power during that time, they included being related to some of those certain gods and things like that. So in that one, that's why it's considered, the genre of this one is an epic religious tragedy, just how the other ones we were reading. All the other ones were epic religious tragedies also. So this one is also like an epic religious tragedy because it was saying that everything that happened was fate and also in the gods and goddesses' will. So basically, to give you a little more background information, it's just like the Aeneid. It just takes off where the Trojan War left off. So we have the characters, and our main characters is Aeneas, and then we have Dido. So Aeneas was going to conquer a new piece of land, and that's when Dido is a woman who was she was the ruler of the Carthage, whatever. She was very independent and confident at the time, but she was just a widow. So she was a widow ruler. She was a widow ruler. And what happened was her brother ended up killing her husband. So that's when she decided to flee town, and that's when she met Aeneas. And during the time, Aeneas, he was on a journey of finding a new piece of land. After the Trojan War happened, he was just on a new journey. So that's when Venus, who feared her son's life and that the queen would come back and kill him and curse him, she told the son of love to make Dido fall in love with Aeneas. Right then and there, it was crazy because Dido wasn't really necessarily attracted to him. She was just very sympathetic for him. And I personally feel like when she lost her husband, she was just trying to find something to do, but she wasn't looking for love. It was never, she could have been looking for a friend. She could have been looking for somebody to vent to, but she was never looking for love. But since what Venus had put that curse on her, it was like, I wouldn't say fate, but it was destined to happen because it was a curse that the son of love put on her. So she fell in love with Aeneas. And then in the night in the cave, she believed that she was married to him. Mind you, Aeneas, like any other man, he was leading her on. But to a certain extent in the cave, he was like, no, we're not married. I don't want to deceive you. I don't want you thinking that we're together and we're not together. So she got angry, and at the time, Aeneas was very distracted. So that's when he was like, I came to discover a new piece of land. You're holding me back. I'm about to leave. I need to go back to what I was doing. I was getting distracted. So he went back to his plan of selling and moving on, trying to find the land. So at that time, that's when Dido was angry because she fell in love with him. And I don't know if it was, I feel like personally it was something with the spell or anything, because she was very angry. And the point that you didn't kill yourself when your husband died, but you kill yourself when you fell in love with someone over a short period amount of time and you decided to kill yourself. So she went to the top of the boat, and out of anger, when she found out that he was leaving, and the story says she started to see a lot of strange things, have a lot of hallucinations. So that's when she stabbed herself with Aeneas' sword, and he seen herself kill herself. So that's something that I did not like. I already said the genre, which is religious epic poems, because they include the goddesses and the goddess. And also it's the epic poem because it's long. It's a long poem, and it includes tragedy, heroism, just like Gilgamesh and Allah. Then something that I like in the story was how I mean, this was a very good poem to me. I like how they incorporated a little of Venus, just for a little background of why she fell in love with him. I just didn't like that she killed herself at the end. Well, not Venus, but Ditto. I didn't like how she killed herself at the end. I feel like personally with the spell of when Venus put the curse of love on her, that it was like you're in love with him to the point where it's so strong that you'll kill yourself. That's what I feel like was like. Venus didn't know what she had done had so much power. So she probably wasn't expecting that to happen, but that's what happened. So I think she was kind of shocked about that. What I dislike how she killed herself. I feel like it could have been twisted another way. That one was kind of harsh, but it's a tragedy, so I'm used to that. So that's what I learned. I did enjoy this poem. It kind of reminded me of a kind of different type of Romeo and Juliet because Aeneid didn't kill himself, but it kind of gives me like a little Romeo and Juliet vibes. Kind of. 0.5. Don't hold me to it, but it kind of gives me Romeo and Juliet vibes. But yes, that's what I took away. Thank you. Have a good one.